Do you remember any time as a child having conversations with your parent about money? Do you remember? Right. Honestly, personally, I can't remember, but I saw money exchange hands and do a number of things in our house. In this video, I'm going to show you something about money that perhaps you have heard about it or you are yet to hear about, but it's a secret I have come to learn while I'm this old. I'm still learning about it, but I thought, why not share what I have learned? We're going to talk about income self concept. My name is Ebenezer, and this is Learn Masterclass, a program that helps young people in business, entrepreneurs, and professionals to be able to think about their money habits, but also to grow professionally. So, I have a quick question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how proud are you about your income? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least, like you're less proud, and 10 being, no, I'm super proud. Okay, someone might say, why even start at 1? Start at negative. I am not so proud. And of course, people will talk about the economy and all that. But what if I told you your economy is much important than the economy of a country? This is to say that your microeconomy, your personal economy as an individual, speaks better than the economy of a country. How do I know this? Get out here and you will see Chinese building skyscrapers. You will see go to car bazaars. Guys are buying a latest C-class Mercedes, BMWs, and someone may wonder, we don't have money. No, don't say we don't have money. Say, I, Ebenezer, ID number 345 dash dash dash. I don't have money. Don't overgeneralize. And that is the essence of this conversation. Thinking about life as a person, as an individual, and not with the mob psychology or the mob mindset. So, um, maybe you have already thought about your income and whether you're proud of it. You can let me know on the chat box or on the comment section. Let me know. Let me see the ones. Let me see those who are saying I'm at 2. Let me see those who are saying I'm at 8. Over and over the times I've taught this lesson, I only have one person who ever said they are at 8. And that was someone in insurance. Because in insurance you determine how much you earn by your sales skills. So maybe today I'll find one that is scoring a 10 out of 10. So, as we begin, I want you to understand that the quality of your life is directly proportional to your self concept. The quality of your life is directly proportional to your self concept. Maybe you have not heard what self concept is. We will get to understand that. We will define terms. I am a good teacher, and a good teacher does not assume that learners don't understand what he's talking about. To begin with, what is income? My definition of income is as simple as money coming in. That is income. Money coming in. Of course, someone may say the opposite of income is outcome. No, 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 it's not outcome. So, income, money coming in. So, income refers to the amount of money a person earns and at what frequency. I have added an aspect at what frequency. Um, Picture this. If you grew up in the village like I did, if you went to the river, there's the way water is rushing into where you're drawing the water from. If it's a river, it has tributaries, it has other small streams feeding into it. So, in that frequency, that water from other small streams are pouring into the main river, that looks like income. So, it's the amount of money a person earns and at what frequency. I have a quick question for you and those that are joining us in studio, but of course you won't hear them answer. Do you think income should be measured more on volume or velocity? Do you think income, money in, should be measured more on volume or on velocity? Volume meaning amount, velocity meaning the speed of money that is coming in. Do you think income should be measured more on volume or on velocity? Okay, okay, okay. I hear velocity, velocity. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Um, if you earn 30,000 in a month and someone else earns 30,000 in a day, who has earned more? Are you guys the same? 30,000 in a month, 30,000 in a day. Of course, it goes without saying 30,000 in a day, right? And that means the shorter the time you use to earn money, the higher the income you have than the person that is earning the same amount of money over a long period of time. And someone said it is easier to earn a lot more money in a short period of time than it is to earn little money in a longer period of time. It's easier to earn a lot of money in a very short time than it is to earn little money over a long period of time. Cool. So there's something you call income velocity of money. Income velocity of money. Essentially, guys who have done economics are able to help us better with that. But then my definition of income velocity of money is essentially measuring how fast money circulates in an economy. So when you hear people say there is no money, pesa imepotea, simply what they are telling us is the circulation of money is not at a higher frequency as they would expect. But come to think about, whose economy are we talking about? Is it money not circulating in your economy or in the entire economy? I have already said, if you go right now at the car bazaars, there are people who are buying BMWs, who are buying cars. Go to Kilimani, there are skyscrapers, people building day and night. So the conversation about money is rather a personal conversation before it becomes even a national conversation. What I mean to say is there is your microeconomy, my own economy as Ebenezer, before we even talk about the economy of my family, before we talk about the economy of a country. So income velocity is how fast money circulates through an economy. I want you to check your M-Pesa and I want you to look at the income velocity of money in your economy. Just check it and see how much money has been coming in, because for sure money going out will go out, because if you wake up and you're in Nairobi, of course you have to just take breakfast. No shopkeeper dishes out chakula ya bure, hata dishi na county hawapeani chakula kwa wazee, so you have to really give out money to get. Of course, like where I am right here, I had to travel, so that is money being used. So money is getting out, but then ask yourself, how much is money coming in? Because that disparity, that difference between money in and money out, is now what we call the poverty level. If someone wants to go broke, it's that money in is not, it's not in tandem. It's not measuring money out. So what we need to do is then we need to work on money in, so that if I can earn more 30,000s in a shorter time, then even if I would spend 300, I'll go out and eat with friends 3K. It doesn't feel bad because money in is coming in at a higher frequency, but also in a bigger volume. It's easier to earn a lot of money in a short period of time than it is to earn little money over a long period of time. Maybe we'll get to understand that as we go. But then there's also another concept called the velocity of money, which estimates the movement of money in an economy. As you have already said, how money is coming in. I came up with my own income formula, and this is crazy because at times I overthink stuff, but overthinking for me helps me to just create my own content and stuff. So my income formula is something like TI is equals to IF times time. TI, total income, is equals to IF, income frequency, times time. Okay, let me simplify for those who are not mathematicians in the room. So if I'm earning 30,000, that is TI, total income. If I'm earning it in a month, then, so time is the month, right? So income frequency is the time the amount of money divided by the time you took to earn that money. So 30,000 in 30 days. So what is your income frequency? Is 30,000 divided by 30. You get 1,000. So your income frequency is 1,000 bob times 1,000 bob per day. All right. So let me calculate for someone who earns 30,000 in okay, let me try to calculate my own, the most amount of money I've earned. Okay. Let me use this figure. 15,000 in 30 minutes. Okay, that is the okay. That is the highest amount of money I earned in a very short period of time. 15,000 in 30 minutes. So that means what? Income frequency is then 15,000 divided by 30 minutes. So my 1 minute was how much? 500 bob. So that is my income frequency. So imagine if you're able to just translate, like I'm speaking to myself here, if I'm able to translate my time. So 1 minute is 500 bob. So in an hour, I should be able to earn 30K. So that is the income frequency. So total income is equals to income frequency times time. To get your income frequency, you just take the total income, then times over time. And then the time is, of course, total income over income frequency. This is to tell you that you may think you're earning a lot of money, but when you calculate in terms of income frequency, no, you're not earning as much as you think. Take any figure, take 100,000. 100,000 in a month divided by 30, that's like how much? 3,300 and something, all right? So, yes, 333. That's in like 8 hours, or of course, here in Nairobi, you have to wake up at 5 and then be on traffic, get to work at 8, then leave work at 5. So it's like 12 hours. So 3,000 divided by 12, it means you're earning something per hour, you're earning something about 200 bob per hour or 250. Yes, you're earning around 250 per hour if you're earning 100K in a month. Okay, my intention is not to belittle how much you're earning, but my intention is to help you just think about when you're walking around and thinking you have so much money, look at it that way. What is the time you used to earn that particular amount? Always calculate your income frequency. That will make a difference in your life. Why do I say so? Because time is more valuable than money. If you waste my 30 minutes, I'll never get that time back. If you waste my 3,000, I can get a deal that I'll be able to get that money back. So I mean to say, think about in that different lens. Think about your income in terms of your income frequency. I hope that sinks up to that point. So we're talking about income self-concept. We have defined income, the amount and the speed at which money is coming to you. But then there's the other word called self-concept. So self-concept is a person's overall perception of themselves, including their beliefs, values, and abilities. It's a person's overall perception. What do you believe about yourself? What do you think about yourself? That is your self-concept. And as we would go by, I would help you link the relationship between your self-concept and your income. Someone said, okay, you cannot earn more than what your self-concept agrees you to earn. You cannot earn more than your self-concept agrees you to earn. So this is to say that if your self-concept has grown to earning 10,000 bob, if someone gives you 15,000, you would have to squander the 5,000 on top until you come back to your baseline where you're used to the 10,000. If someone gives you 100,000 and you're used to earning 70,000, then you have to squander the 30,000 first and now start thinking rationally after you have spent the 30,000 on top. But even so, on the lower side, when you're used to earning 70,000 and then you earn 30,000 that particular month or the period you have given yourself, then you would work more hard to get the other amount. People in sales and people in business will tell you that if you have gotten used to earning such an amount, let's say 150,000, and then from May date 1, date 15, you just have earned 30,000. People in sales will be able to push in the next 15 days. They're able to gap the 120 that remains. You cannot earn more than what your self concept agrees you to earn. If you earn more than that, you will squander that amount of money until you come back to where you are used to. What? Yes. What I do, my work entails, of course, speaking, training, and all that. And the good thing with service industry is there is no one dictates the amount, right? If I go to buy this microphone, it is known probably the Rode microphone is this amount of money, let's say 20,000. No one can sell it to you at no one can sell it to you at 50,000 because it is a product, it is already known. But a service like what I'm doing right now here, the cameras and everything, it's how you branded yourself. So I remember there's this time I am called in to speak, and my income self concept had not grown. So what I do in terms of training, capacity building, it's what I love doing. I tell people to do what I'm doing. You just need a mouth and the ability to use that mouth. All right? Do you have a mouth? Are you able to use that? But too bad you use it for mshene. Anyway, totally okay. But so I'm told, how much would you charge? So I knew I'm doing this because I love doing it. I love mentorship. I love speaking. I love challenging people to grow and all that. So I knew I am worth 4,500 in an hour. Okay. So a friend of mine links me to a gig and they offer me 10K for an hour. Like, me, 10K. I didn't even argue. I was like, bring it on. So I get this high value client and they ask me how much I'm charging. Guess what I said? I hope they won't watch this video. But if they watch, it was a learning curve for me. I tell them between 10 and 15,000 because my incomes of concept had grown to that particular level. So they laughed. I'm like, why are you laughing? I have said my figure and you're laughing at me. Instead of laughing with me, all right? There's a difference between laughing at and laughing with. They're like, you are that cheap. What? And even the follow-up question was the one that hurt me the most because they said, you are that cheap. Will you even deliver?
Wait a minute.
What? Okay, they gave me my upper limit. They gave me the 15K for an hour, and that's why I used that for even the previous calculation. But then I just learned a very heavy and an important lesson that you cannot earn more than your income self concept. And the goal of this session is to help you grow your income self concept, to grow your self concept, to say that I am more valuable than this. Again, think about it. This is my belief. Whoever gets the money gets the least of the thing. Whoever gets the money gets the least value. Let me use an example. How much is bread? 65 bob. So I go buy bread, I get the bread, the shopkeeper gets the 65 bob. What do I get from the bread? Carbohydrates and all that. How much is carbohydrates? Can you buy carbohydrates in a shop? No. So it's me who has gotten more value than the guy that is getting the money. This is to say, then you should ask for a lot of money because it's the least thing you are receiving from the transaction. So get to help yourself to price the most that you want because that is the least you're receiving from that transaction. If I'm teaching and training a child and mentoring them out of drug addiction and saving a life, even if you pay me 10,000 for 1 hour, can you compare a lifetime or a transformed life with 10K? Not at all. So I should get as much as possible because I'm getting the least. You cannot earn more than your self-concept agrees you to earn. So there is a correlation between income and self-concept. In my classes, I ask my students this question. Do you think the poor are poor because they are poor, or because they are poor? Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you think the poor are poor because they don't have money, or they don't have money because they are poor? Do you think the poor are poor because they don't have money, or they don't have money because they are poor? Okay, someone says they are poor because they don't have money. But I think my thinking is they don't have money because they are poor. Because, as you have heard it, poverty is our mindset. It starts from the mind. This is to say, even if we would get all the millions, I heard someone say, we are 50 million Kenyans. Why should the government not just give each one of us a million? Of course, that was poor math. But why should someone not just give us a million? But even if that were true, all of us were given 1 million, 1 million. After 1 month, the people who are poor will still be without that money, and those that had the money will remain with it. So this is to say, people are poor because people don't have money because they are poor. Because it starts from the mind, it starts from your self-concept, it starts from the way we believe about money. There are people that when they get 1,000 bob, msee akipata thao hivi, anafikiria, hey, hizi ni predator kumi na something else. All right. But someone else, when they get that amount of money, they are thinking how that money will help them grow. This is to say, someone said this, and I get it so profoundly. The primary purpose of money is to make more money, but not to be spent. That you should be spending the child to the money that you got, not the mama money. Don't spend the mama money, spend the baby money. This is to say, if I give you 10,000, don't spend the 10,000. Grow this 10,000 and then let it give birth, and then you can be able to spend what that has given us. But then our society has told us, no, tumia pesa ikuzoe, use money and all that. But then that is superficial. You, of course, again, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is screamy, it screams out. Wealth is quiet. All right? People who are wealthy, it doesn't show on the face because they don't walk around with their real estate and all that. But people who are rich, they're able to walk around with their belongings, right? But of course, you get rich first and then you get wealthy. Again, we're able to talk about that another time. So, what is the correlation between your self concept and your income? One, self concept drives entrepreneurial success. There are so many ways to get rich, but one of the ways is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is simply taking what you're given and multiplying it. And we already have the ability to multiply it because we are made in the image of God and God was a creator. I can create this content and sell it out and I'll be able to get money. So all of us have the ability to create. All of us. Could it be creating content? Could it be innovation? We are using cameras, we are using laptops. All these guys were just to jump into their creative power and they created something. So maybe one of the reasons why you don't have money, and maybe it's because you are not creative enough. And that's why personally I do not have a TV in my house, because I believe at times entertainment is just anesthesia for us getting to the reality of life. My thinking. Yes, it is us anesthetizing our lives. It's us feeling good. Okay, let me bring this home. You have heard people say, team yangu, my team, and all that. But bro, Saliba does not know you. Ateta does not know you. Cole Palmer does not know you. And there's no bad blood with entertainment. I enjoy watching football. I'm a Chelsea fan for that matter. But if it is coming in between me and my creativity, then it is not helping me. Someone may ask, what if, how don't you watch news? Because you know what is ailing Kenya so that you're able to change the world. But let me ask you, how will you change your world if you have not changed your own life? How? It beats logic that I'm able to know even Saka's girlfriend and I don't know about my own life. But what are we told? That looks like a normal way of doing life. But we have to think the other side. Entertainment. Take it in, but then is it coming in between you and your creativity? Because entrepreneurship is just a function of creativity. Thinking what can you use, getting into your creative power and making it multiply and sell it out there. And you may say, what if no one wants to buy? People would buy. I don't know if where you stay, there is a mamamboga somewhere who was just your, maybe your plotmate or you're in the neighborhood. But then she saw a need that you guys walk to a far distance to go buy nyanyas and all that. And then she thought of putting that kibanda there. What started happening? As much as you are loyal to your mamamboga who is far away, you started thinking about the time you spent to go the other side and you started buying from this mama who is close by. What changed? What changed is that this mama was able to give an offer. And at times we lacking money, we are lacking resources because we do not have an offer that we are giving the world. Okay, so one, self-concept drives your entrepreneurial success. People who have a strong belief in their abilities are more likely to take risks and start a business and persist despite their challenges. Uh, of course, the Kenyan way. Right now, there are memes around. I have tried this. I have tried this. I recommend this. Okay. So personally, I have tried employment. I have tried unemployment. I have tried business. I recommend anyway. I don't recommend anything. But the truth is, those in business in such a time like this, the odds you like going against a tide, right? Be it in terms of taxes, be it in terms of even the client. But then people who stay in the game, you have to keep believing. You know, people who have a job, they don't have to worry. Even if you come, just stay, take water, use the office Wi-Fi. You know, at the end of the month, you will stand on the boss and tell them, give me the money. But entrepreneurs, hey, if you don't go out there, go get the clients, go sell the deals, go make an offer, there's no money for you. But then you have to have this belief that things will get better. I think the people in business and in entrepreneurship have the highest level of faith that it could be date 21, no money in, but I know at the end of the month I'll get money and I'll seal a deal. It takes a lot of faith for you to start a business and to believe in your abilities, to believe in what you're doing, to know that I know this would work out. I have a friend of mine who tells me he's such a good software engineer. He says, "Hi Ebe, nyi mfanye tu hizo kazi zenyu za oh, hi guys, nini, I'm selling this." He says, "Mimi, I would rather go work for someone, let them have a sales team that goes to look for the customer." But to come think about it, there are these two mindsets. There's the lion mindset and the vulture mindset. And this is not trying to be motivational in any way. But if you watch the animal world, you realize a vulture waits for a lion to kill the prey so that it comes and eats on its carcass. But so that means that if a lion does not go out, a vulture has nothing to eat, right? If a lion says, today I'm so tired, I'm just staying in, a vulture has nothing because it's waiting for the lion to go hunt, eat, and then eat the remaining. But I have a question. Who eats the best part of that meat? The lion. Could it be you waiting for someone to go get the deal for you, you becoming a vulture and eating the remains? Okay, there's this meme I saw again some time back. This is a pizza company. They had made millions and millions of sales. And NDR parties, how many have NDR parties in their offices? You know, NDR parties, you're given some packs. So this pizza company had made so many sales in billions and in billions. And it came to a point that NDR party and everyone was given a pizza. Everyone was given a piece of pizza. Congratulations, we made sales, we made billions. But honestly, a pizza. And we made sales in billions. Anyway, if you've been sitting on the opportunity to be an entrepreneur, maybe this is an opportunity for you to think and look at that mindset and say, I would want to go out as a lion, go get the hand. I know it is tough, but then I'll get the best parts of it. But as I've said, it's not an easy ride. It needs resilience. You need to really believe in your skills and all that. Number two thing is people who have a better self-concept have a growth mindset. Those who see failure as a learning opportunity rather than a personal flaw. There are people that see failure as as a person. And that is how we have been socialized in school. You know, a teacher tells you have failed maths, so you are a failure. No, bro, I'm not a failure because I didn't was not able to to understand algebra and all those stuff. Ask me about Africa. Ask me about types of trees in Africa. I'll do good. At times, our education is miseducation because it is trying to evaluate a monkey on its ability to swim. Yet, a monkey is not meant to swim. If you take a fish and put it in the forest and try to evaluate it on the aspects of it being able to jump trees, then you are evaluating it in the wrong way. I mean to say that you are not a failure. That business would have just stopped, but you learned. For me, I have learned failure as a learning opportunity. I remember there's this interview I had gone to, and I reached out and they told me, "Oh, we are sorry, we got a better candidate." And I replied with them, not really sarcastically, but I think I had gotten to this conviction knowing that a no for me gives me an opportunity to say yes to other opportunities. So when I got that email, soberly I replied back and told them, "Thank you for reaching out. We keep building together. All the best." What I meant at that point is I don't have any bad blood. Someone else will be like, "Washe, is it that I'm not a good, my CV is not good?" At times your CV is the best, but just that they are telling you no so that you can say yes to other opportunities. So, growth mindset, failure as an event, not as a person. And maybe you have tried business before and it failed. Please wake up and go. One of the beginnings of my entrepreneurial journey was, of course, way back in primary school. I used to buy watches at 90 bob on Sundays and then wear them until Thursday and then sell them at 120. That is in primary school. So I bought it at 90, I'm selling it at 120, a profit of 30 bob after flossing with it. So that went around. And then in 2017, we had a long holiday. And I was so convicted that I'm not going home and just staying with Mama Ebe to help with cows and everything. Yes, I would do that, but I wanted like some stream of income. So I started hawking, and it looks like all great people have hawked. I don't know if it's made up stories or it's reality, but mine was a genuine. I hawked. Imagine hawking eggs in the village, not in Nairobi. So where our home, there's a small market center. So it was January, and I was so sure that I am starting this business. I had never cooked more than one egg in terms of boiling, but I was sure I'm going to start this thing out. So I get to a shop, I buy, of course, you have must have that colorless bucket. Ndo lazima ikuwe colorless. Sijui secret ni nini. Ndio waone mayai or something. And then you must have the salt shaker. So I bought all those things from my savings. And then, of course, I was at home. I didn't need firewood. I would use my base firewood. So I called my dad and tell him, I am so convicted that I'm going to start biashara ya mayai. What? Like, you are a campus guy. What are you doing with hawking? And then he started telling me those business jargons. You know, do you have a business plan? Have you done a market survey and all that and all that? Like, I don't know what that means, but I am just certain I'm going to start this. So when? Today. So I go buy my 30 eggs. That's a crate of eggs. And then I go boil them. And I don't know how many minutes that eggs should take. I know one egg, ile ushago mnaekanga tu hapo kwa maji ya ugali, ikae iive baadaye mtaitoa. So hapa I call a friend of mine in campus who used to do that, and he tells me what you need to do is zinakaanga kama 15 minutes. But he didn't tell me the amount of fire or the level of nini. All kuna pika na gas. So simi niko like, asante sana Edu, niko sawa. Nikaeka stopwatch. At the 15th minute, pop, nimetoa. What? Bro. So I went. The first person was a neighborhood. He has a kinyozi. So I'm like, ameniona na ndoo. Ebe, unafanya nini? Ambia, niko na mayai hapa, utakula? Unagawa mayai? Hapana, nauza. How much? 25 bob. 2017. I'm selling it at 25 bob. Okay, premium value. So, nikagonga ya kwanza. Ikaonyesha signs za kuiva kutoiva, but huyo alikuwa morio, like he was a friend, so it just worked out. I went, there was some mzee who had retired and he had money from Nairobi and 6 siblings. Nikagonga sita. That is like 150 mara moja. I was like, it's business. So I went to a salon. Hey, I go to this salon and I hack. And you see, eggs that are not well cooked have some milkish kind of thing. So it just like, milk. That mother looked at me. Previously, he had asked me, we mtoto wa pasta. Okay, my dad is a pastor. Unatafuta nini? Because it looked like, why are you belittling your dad's title? But you see, I was looking money for me, not for the pastor. So I'm here. This is the first time she has decided to buy. And then, vile time nagonga, it's just milkish. Akaniambia, gonga ingine tena. Hiyo ndio iliniseti kabisa. Like, literally, it was just milk. So, she tells me, hii mayai yako haijaiva, literally to mean your eggs are uncooked, so go back home and cook them.